Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison today, and today we have Booty on 840. 840, I guess technically just outside of the top 200 at the time of this recording, but the reason we're going to feature this one is our blue player here. FF Sabo is back on 934. 934, pretty good rating, would have put them around about the top 150, so it is high rated. But more importantly, they're on Spellcasters, and I haven't featured this deck before, so we're going to get into it. It's Solemn, Heavy, Armonite, Rota, and Greffa, going up against Bottomless, Braincon, Krebons, Defender, the Magical Knight. If you've not read this one before, I'll forgive you. Light level 4 Spellcaster. If this card is normal summon, place one spell counter on it once per turn. If a Spellcaster monster on the field would be destroyed, you can remove one spell counter from your field for each of those monsters instead. So pretty cool. And then Crusader of Endymion. This one also pretty cool. Level 4 Light Gemini Spellcaster. Gemini effect is once per turn you can target one face-up card on the field that you can place a spell counter on, place a spell counter on it, and if you do, this card gains 600 attack until the end of this turn. So it's a Gemini though, so it needs to be summoned twice. Everyone keep that in mind. And Mirror Force. So let's get into it and let's see what Sabo has for us. So they're going to start with Defender with the spell counter, set the Bottomless and pass. Draw for turn is the Gauze now. Yeah, Booty gonna have a little think. Yeah, okay, we're gonna let him take back the Heavy. Nice, nice. I wouldn't be, not at this level, but okay. Draw for turn is the Gravekeeper's Spy now. Yeah, Gravekeeper's really good in this deck because they are Spellcasters. They are all Spellcasters. Pass. Draw for turn is the Sirocco now. We've got Sirocco coming out. That's going to get him out with the Bottomless. That's a bit rough. Pass. Draw for turn is the D-Prison. They're going to flip the Spy now, bring out the Descendant, and summon the Crusader. Very cool. This is quite a bit of damage. We have got the Gauze to stop it at some point though. So they're going to take 12 off the Spy, 15 off the Descendant, 19 off the Defender, and 19 off the 16 off the Defender, 19 off the Endymion. You know what, I'm just going to say it, I'm dropping Gauze on the first one. In this instance I'm not taking, what is that, 31, I'm not taking 5k damage for no reason. If I'm Booty, I'm dropping the Gauze on the Spy. This will outlive all the other three, but you'll lose your token. I'd much rather lose the token than take 5k. I think that's mental, especially when your hand is actually pretty good. Okay, Descender going to get rid of the Gauze anyway, sets the Mirror Force and passes over. Draw for turn is the Shura now. We can Heavy Storm at the back row, hits the Mirror Force. Shura, nearly glossed over this, very cool tech in Vayu Turbo. I think I've made my thoughts clear on that recently. Very cool, like it. Token going to attack, and then Shura coming down as well. Going to get through the monsters that aren't the Gemini, and then we can sync for this Catasta, set the Solemn, and pass. Draw for turn is Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Amazing. Yeah, wanted to talk about this card. Field spell card, very important. If your opponent if you control a spellcaster monster, your opponent cannot activate spells. If you control no spellcaster monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. So, unbelievably broken. Shutting off spells in Edison is crazy. Like Anti-Spell Fragrance, Secret Village, they are crazy cards. Because if you look at the best decks in the format, what are the cards they're playing that actually scare you? So, top 3 decks, right? Blackwings, Whirlwind, Terrifying, and the spell cards they play. Vayu Turbo, the Burial, all of the other kind of spell cards that they play, the staples. If you look at Frogs, the OTK Frog deck is mostly spells. And they're not going to be able to make a spellcaster easily. So yeah, really cool card. If you look at Twilight, Lightsworn variants, the real things that should terrify you about that deck is not normal summon Lila, it's triple recharge charge. Triple recharge charge pot. Yeah, Good luck. So yeah, Secret Village of the Spellcasters is so good, and that I think is why this deck actually has some teeth. I'm going to Brain Control, try and take this Catasta. That's going to get me out with a Solemn. That's a huge payment there. Krebon's coming out now. Yep, and that's Brio Bounce and Attack for game. So, yeah, didn't even get to see the Secret Village go off, but maybe we'll see it in games 2 or 3. Okay, going into game number 2 now. It's Psychic Commander, the Nazi art, Starlight Road, Dad, Solemn, and Honest going up against Armor Knight, Yata, Sirocco Greffa, Bottomless, and Deck Devi. So let's see it. We'll start with Armor Knight, dump Vayu, and set the Deck Devi and Yata. Pass draw for turn is the Bottomless. Now we're going to summon out the Commander, and yeah, again, I was going to say, yeah, the effect of Psychic Commander, if you've if you've not read this and you just think it's a level 3 for teleport, when a Psychic monster you control battles during the damage step, you can pay life points in multiples of 100 up to 500 to have the monster it's battling lose that much attack until the end phase. So very cool that you can do this and keep it alive, so you can clear up to 1900 with it, which is nice, and it's a level 3 tuner for teleport. We're going to get through that now. We're going to set the Starlight, set the Bottomless, set the Solemn, and pass it over. Draw for turn is the Vayu now. Sirocco coming down, going to get met with the Bottomless, going to get met with the Deck Devi, going to get met with the Solemn. Very nice. Okay. We're paying 37.50, but I think you take that. You got Honest in hand. Yeah, and I guess this deck is just going to run on small monsters. You know, a lot of what we saw game 1 was small. Yata going to pick up the MST now. We're going to set the MST, set the Bottomless, and pass it over. Draw for turn is the Defender. Yeah, so this one would have survived, but yeah, there's lots of the other ones that are just a little bit weaker and might be lost to Deck Devi. Defender coming out now. I'm going to get him for 16 and 14. Then main 2 just pass. Yeah, could make Arcanite, but yeah, what's the reason? Draw for turn is the Dad. Oh, the freaking live Dad, by the way. Is this one over? MST's going to take out the back row. Yeah, Dad's going to clean up this field. Vayu Sirocco for Armed Wing. Greffa, yeah. Okay, that one's over. Yep. Yeah, I mean, what a card to rip. Okay, we've got game number 3 on our hands though, and this is cool. So we're in uncharted territory here. It's Armageddon Knight, Mirror Force, Deck Devi, Sirocco, Armor Knight, going up against Mirror Force, Trap, Dust Shoot, Nobleman, Gravekeeper Spy, Psychic Commander, and Cyber Dragon. So yeah, this is nice. Okay, let's see how they go. So we're going to set the Spy, set the Mirror Force, Dust Shoot, and pass it over. Draw for turn is the Gauze now. We can trap Dust Shoot, see the hand, put back the Sirocco. Yeah, I guess that's right, because that is the quickest way they set up Deck Devi, right? Just normal summon that set. We don't really have an out to that. Yeah, that's definitely right. Okay, pass. Draw for turn is the Krebons now. We're going to flip the Spy, bring out the Descendant. Nice. Summon the Commander, and this is 12, 14. Oh, Booty going to do it again. Going to take a lot of damage instead of just losing the token. Understandable though. Okay, draw is the Dad. Holy. Okay, seeing lots of Dad action here. Armor Knight coming down, putting the Vayu in grave, and going to try and get through the Spy. We're going to Mirror Force that. That feels a bit unnecessary, right? But Descendant is so good. Descendant is going to be able to pop back row with this Spy. So I think this is definitely the right call from Sabo. And they don't set anything because they are afraid of the Descendant pop. And we're just drawing into Breaker, which is also pretty good. Okay, what's the line here? So I think it's just summon and kill him, right? Okay. We're going to do it in style. We're going to bring out the Krebons. We're going to bring out the Tempest Magician. Yeah, I mean, that's 22. We can attack in. Gauze comes down. Yeah. Gauze comes down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, with the token, that's fine. We're just going to pitch all three. So Tempest Magician. Appreciate this doesn't come up a lot, but this is a problem card in the format if you can make it a problem. 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner Spellcaster type monster. Really good in this deck. When this card is synchro summoned, place 1 spell counter on it. Once per turn, you can discard any number of cards to place 1 spell counter on a monster you control for each card you discarded. You can remove all spell counters on the field to inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each removed spell counter. So yeah, the line is definitely summon the Krebons, sync that and the Spy for the Tempest Magician, get in with the Tempest Magician to do the most damage possible for Gauze, and then as long as you can, as long as you can pitch your whole hand, all 3 cards, you've got 2k damage on top of it. Fantastic. What a way to end this one. Really, really cool. GG's. Yeah, very nice. Wow, what a cool match. Not a whole lot to say about Vayu. I think they got really lucky ripping the dad, but that's not to say, that doesn't happen often. The deck is designed to top deck like no other deck in the format. So yeah, nothing against Booty deck. They're a great player, and they ripped out at the right time. And then on this side, yeah, wow. There's so much to say. I won't drag it out. The Gravekeepers are fantastic. They're a fantastic engine for getting a lot of decent effects. Level 4 spellcaster monsters on the field. Level 4 is great for Tempest and for Arcanite. So you're probably playing a teleport as well, so you can get access to Commander and to Krebons a little bit easier to put them online. Arcanite and Tempest can both just be devastating, as we've seen here. Secret Village, fantastic card. I really like seeing the Defender, the Gemini one we saw. All these cards are just, they're building a roster of really good spellcaster monsters. This deck is massively underexplored, but it's really good seeing people at the top of the ladder like Sabo, taking it into these matches and actually doing really well. So yeah, great one to see. I want to see more people on this. I really hope that we see some more action with the Spellcasters. I just think it's a really cool deck, and backed by an in-archetype Floodgate that shuts down an awful lot of the meta. So there's a lot of potential here, and really glad we caught this one.